looting and drug addiction and the resultant crimes, dependent on drug addiction initially. So many nowadays. As I told earlier, I once happened to see a program on crime, and an experienced police officer who was responsible for that particular branch gave it on authority, on his personal experience, indicating a certain town that in this town every third house is a seat of crime, where the crime of this particular nature, that is, what do we call, when they are criminal to children, they do child abuse. Every third house is an arena for child abuse, ranging from small abuse to very big, most horrible abuses. And he said before he was attached to this branch, every third or every seventh, I don't remember exactly. I think last time I spoke here, then it was fresh in my memory. But let's call it every seventh even. That is a very big percentage. Every seventh house being a seat of unseen crime, of child abuse. And children are sometimes maimed, sometimes killed, sometimes they suffer from psychological traumas which last a life. And then they showed some interviews of such people who were indulging in such crimes. Their faces were covered by some masks, and shamefacedly they said, yes, we'll do this and we'll do that, and this is all right. And some people admitted that we have been doing it for 30 years. They were brought from jails for this particular interview, or perhaps the person who interviewed them went to jail. And also those were shown who suffered at the hands of such criminals, and some of them were in a very bad, very rotten shape. They had lost interest in everything. Those who were sexually abused, they said they are horrified with the idea of sex. It's a terror for them now to even to think of it. So they were to live single lives all their lives because of such crimes having been perpetrated upon them, not only by unrelated people, by parents sometimes, by fathers. And such fathers gave their interview and they said it was all right. What is this? This is the crime of the whole society. So those also suffer who know or learn of these things. Not only those suffer who go through the experience, but the whole society aches. This is what I mean. That human crime sometimes is responsible for these large-scale sufferings. And generally in prosperous society, this is the main reason. Natural calamities are responsible for only a very small percentage of total human suffering. Mostly it is man-made suffering which we experience in this age. Thank you.
In Gospel there is a Shia family with whom we have nowadays entered into discussion about Ahmadiyyat. And there are three of those people, and three of our Ahmadi brethren. We constantly have these meetings with them almost every month. There are lists of questions, which of course I'm not going to relate them. But one of the questions, out of those lists we try to answer some of them satisfactorily. And for some we are still seeking some advice from our elders or answers. One of the questions which they pose is that the Imam Mahdi, the one who has to come according to them, who is arrived at the moment and so on, should be from the Ahl Bayt. To the very limited knowledge of people as we try to answer them in relation to the hadith of Hadhrat Mirza Tahir Ahmed. So could you kindly please give some more light on that. What is the actual meaning of this?
Already explained this. You know, all the Shias believe that Hadhrat Salman Farsi was Ahle Bayt. And they also know and believe that he had no blood relationship whatsoever with Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So why was he Ahle Bayt? That is the question. Because Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam declared him to be Ahle Bayt. So he is the authority. If he declares somebody to be Ahle Bayt, who is there in the world to say no, he is not? So that also explains the scope of the word Ahle Bayt. One thing is positively established. For somebody to be Ahle Bayt, it is not essential to be a blood relation. If that first step is not covered, then you can't believe him to be Ahle Bayt. So first decide the issue here. The moment you bring them home, the truth of the reality of this, the further questions will automatically dissolve into thin air. Make them realize that it is not essential for an Ahle Bayt to be a blood relation of Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If it is essential, then Salman Farsi was not an Ahle Bayt. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So make it clear to them as such. Once they begin to realize the significance of this tradition, the following questions will not appear at all. It would also be signified to them that piety of somebody also makes him eligible for this great distinctive honor of being called Ahle Bayt. So that honor was bestowed by Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam upon Salman Farsi. And when he mentioned of his recoming to the world, in the world according to the prophecy of the Holy Quran, وَالَّذِي بَعَثَ فِي الْأُمِّيِّينَ رَسُولًا يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَإِنْ كَانُوا مِنْ قَبْلُ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ وَآخَرِينَ مِنْهُمْ لَمَّا يَلْحَقُوا بِهِمْ وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. When he recited this verse, and some of those present asked this question, who would be that fortunate person, or those fortunate persons who were mentioned in this? Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam put his hand on the shoulder of Hadhrat Salman Farsi and said, even if the faith had deserted the earth and risen to Hades, from among these people would be some who would bring it back from the Hades to the earth. Again, the shoulder of that gentleman was chosen by Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was declared by him to be an Ahle Bayt. So the future Ahle Bayt was also to be of that kind, and from his people. This is what it signifies. So it's very clear to us. There is nothing, no ambiguity at all whatsoever.
So, it is here from the ladies' side. Someone has written regarding the previous question and setting up literature in the mosque, that ladies only use the Mahmud Hall or the Nusrat Hall as mosque for Friday prayers. What will be the position in these halls?
It is not a mosque, it is not a mosque. But during the time it is used as a place of worship, no disturbance should be permitted in that particular time, during that particular period. Yes? I'm sorry, I forgot you. Oh. Yes, we have still 3 minutes to go.
Illegal